Okay, should be coming up now, should be clicking over, should be doing whatever it needs to do. And then of course we will talk about the lost mine of Phandelver and Gundren Rockseeker, a topic that I've been wanting to talk about for such a long time. And Matthew, as it happens, I'm not surprised that Gundren Rockseeker has died in your game. It wouldn't be something that would be an unusual thing to happen. You know, if Gundren docks in, if Gundren dies, he dies. Hopefully the players will make sure that doesn't happen. But we're going to talk about Gundren Rockseeker today. If you're watching my live stream for the first time, put your feedback, comments, questions, anything you want to add, just stick them in the chat box as I go. I will respond to everything near the end. I'm going to do my presentation first. Once I've done that, then we'll have a discussion near the end. If you're watching my live stream for the first time and you're not sort of familiar with it, welcome. How's it going, Jack? Anybody else who's rewatching this video, the replay of it, you'll find the start time down in the description where I usually put the start time, so you can get past my sound check and my setup and my hi everybody, how are you doing? And once that's all sorted out, you better skip all of that if you want to. Okay, so I have some material prepared for today and we will crack into it. Now, if I don't respond to your comments straight away, it's because I'm cycling through images, and it's a bit impossible for me to do that and check the image and the comments at the same time. But I will get back to you, don't worry. So let us start. Hi, welcome to HowtoDandD. My name is Fred Wheeler, and today we're going to talk about the Lost Mine of Phandelver, which is the Dungeons & Dragons 5e starter set adventure, and one of the best adventures I've seen. And I've decided I'm going to do a Dungeon Master Guide to the Lost Mine of Phandelver, and this is going to be part of that series. I've been planning to do this for quite a long time. It's just been getting myself into the right mood. So, as I said, this is the Lost Mine of Phandelver, and we're talking about Gundren Rockseeker, who is the patron, who is the quest giver, who starts this whole adventure off, Gundren Rockseeker. And it's a published adventure by Wizards of the Coast, and I have to say probably one of the better published adventures I've seen them produce, which is why I always encourage people to pick up this adventure first whenever they're starting to play the game. So like any good adventure, there is a patron who gives the party a quest, and this is Gundren, as I said, but he's a bit of a mystery, Gundren Rockseeker, because there's little to no information on Gundren in the actual Lost Mine of Phandelver. What is going on? Or, if there is information, it is scattered throughout the book or adventure book, and you have to sort of piece it all together to make sense of it. There is a little bit of a plus here, in that one of the pre-made characters that are part of the starter set is supposed to be related to Gundren Rockseeker, and this is the Dwarf Cleric. But here's a problem. This Dwarf Cleric is related to Gundren Rockseeker, but when you go talking to that player who's playing that particular character, they probably won't know very much about Gundren Rockseeker, which will start setting off alarm bells for everybody else sitting at the table. This is quite funny. And no one actually seems to know anything. In fact, your Dungeon Master might not know very much either. So does that mean that the Dwarf Cleric is actually Gundren Rockseeker in disguise? Or is the Dwarf Cleric, are they hiding some sort of secret? Or are they lying about Gundren Rockseeker? What's the deal here? Why is nobody able to tell you anything? Why can't the Dungeon Master actually discuss a little bit about somebody who apparently you are told you are friends with Gundren Rockseeker, yet you know so little about him? Okay, so here's the trick. I've gone through, I've compiled all the information that I know is definite, that's in the book, and then I'm going to do a bit of personal license and add a little bit of information that I think you would find useful in some way. So first off, Gundren Rockseeker is a dwarf. Well, it's pretty obvious, but yes, he is a dwarf, and I have selected a picture which I thought was appropriate for him. I went with the red beard and mustache because I just like the idea of a red beard and mustache. He's supposedly a miner, but let's get real. He's not really much of a miner. Gundren Rockseeker is a businessman, and this particular businessman is currently in the mining industry. That's just currently what he's doing right now. You've known Gundren Rockseeker, and he's been involved in many different ventures in the past. He's not really a fighter, he's not really a lover, he's more a merchant and businessman. He has two brothers, and these brothers are Nundro and Thaden. Okay, Thaden and Nundro. Both these brothers have found a lost mine called Wave Echo Cave. Now, when Gundren approaches the player's characters, he's not going to necessarily tell them that he's found Wave Echo Cave, but he's going to say he's found a lost mine. Now, he's trying to keep a lot of this information on the low, and the reason being is he's a little bit concerned about claim jumpers, and unfortunately for Gundren and his brothers, they have already been tracked down. They've already been followed. The Rock Seekers have been followed to a Wave Echo Cave. This Gundren just doesn't know this just yet. In fact, who has followed him is a rather nasty drow called the Black Spider, and he wants what the Rock Seekers have found. He also wants the Rock Seekers dead. He needs them out of the way because he wants the mine for himself, because it has something in it that's very, very powerful. It's a spell forge, and it's something that the Gundrens don't fully understand because they haven't got far enough into the mine yet. Ha ha! So Gundren actually has a map to Wave Echo Cave, but he keeps that on himself. He's very, very tight with it. He doesn't really sort of reveal it, but he does have a map to the cave entrance, and that is a closely guarded secret. So right now, Gundren knows that there are a lot of problems for him and his brothers, so he's decided to go to Neverwinter. One, because he's been pretty familiar with Neverwinter as it is, and he's gone and hired himself a warrior from the Lord's Alliance, an escort called Sildar Hallwinter, as protection, not just for himself, but also for his brothers, because he's suspecting that at some point somebody is going to try to jump them and take what they view to be their claim. He's also hired some help. He's hired the player's characters to transport a wagon of mining supplies to Barthen's Provisions in Phandelver, and they're only going to get paid a paltry 10 gold pieces each for doing this, but it is only just escorting a supply wagon of mining stuff, so it shouldn't be a big deal. But Gundren knows there are goblins on the road. He might not necessarily tell the players' characters that. They are supposed to be friends, but Gundren's quite shrewd an individual. And the reason he's asked his friends to escort this wagon is, one, he knows there's trouble in Phandelver. He knows about the red brands. He knows there's orcs and goblins around. He doesn't know about the black spider and all the other things, but he knows enough that there are orcs active because there is a bounty on orc heads, and there's also a lot of active goblins on the road, and the red brand bandits are causing quite a lot of strife for the people of Phandelver. And he figures his friends, since they're pretty handy with a sword, they're pretty good with magic, and they like to sort of rough it up, will probably get paid pretty well to deal with all this trouble. And the upsize for Gundren and his brothers is that will hopefully protect his investment, which is the mine. What Gundren doesn't know, but he does know he needs to be quick about what he's doing, which is why he's in a rush to get Sildar and himself back to Phandelver and his brothers, back to the mine, and also why he needs that wagon transported by his friends, which is the player's characters. But he doesn't know how bad things have gotten. Unfortunately for Gundren, his brothers, while he's been away for a few days, the Black Spider has moved in, and Thaden, Rockseeker, has been killed by the Black Spider. And Gundren is completely unaware of this. And he won't share this with the player's characters because he doesn't know. The player's characters won't know. Sildar doesn't know. But it will be revealed later on. Okay, just a quick note for those of you who have not been aware of this, there is a lot of spoilers in this. So if you are a player and you're playing in this game and you're not a dungeon master, you are not supposed to be watching this right now. So go somewhere else. Also, he's got a third brother, Nundro. Now Nundro, it's a different story. Nundro actually managed to survive the assault. They didn't put up a fight and he got killed. But Nundro has been held prisoner. He's been kept captive by the Black Spider, and he's being held in a Wave Echo Cave. Gundren doesn't know this either, and neither will the player's characters or anybody else. Just the Black Spider and his agents. So the Gundren Rockseeker brothers, the Rockseeker brothers had camped themselves inside the cave entrance so that it wasn't easy to spot their encampment. So it is covered by brush and it is inside the actual cave itself, making it extremely difficult to spot him. One of the things that I'm going to say right now, everything else from here on is not from the book. It is my speculation and the sort of things that I would say you should probably utilize in your game at your discretion. It's completely up to you whether you take what I have to say or not. First off, I believe Gundren Rockseeker is a heavy drinker, like most dwarves, including his brothers. And so, absolutely, getting into a bar fight, certainly that would possibly happen with Gundren Rockseeker. He's not a very good fighter, that's the only problem, but certainly he's a heavy drinker. Now, I know a lot of people when they're playing a dwarf consider the concept of using an accent or speaking in a particular way, and often they adopt the Scottish accent or the Irish accent as a dwarf. You can do this if you really want. I don't think it's completely necessary. I would say that the Rockseekers have probably spent most of their time in Neverwinter rather than anywhere else. They've probably been around a little bit, but it's his brothers staying back. The two brothers that aren't Gundren, okay, that's Thaden and Nundro, they're really the miners. They're the ones who are used to doing heavy work, and that's why they stayed with the mine and sent Gundren off to do his talkie, get business rolling, because they know he's good at that sort of thing. Okay, so that is pretty much what I wanted to talk about Gundren Rockseeker, and hopefully this has been helpful or useful to you in some way. I know it's pretty short. I tried to pull together as much information as I possibly could, and I do hope that this is useful to somebody. I want to say right now that I'm going to probably do more videos on the Lost Mine of Phandelver. So, share and like the video if you enjoyed this and you found it useful, by all means. If it wasn't what you were looking for, then you need to let me know by doing the thumbs down, or more importantly, putting a comment in. More useful is a comment telling me what you were looking for, or any information that I might have left out and you might know about. By all means, include that, because that could be useful to me and somebody else. Okay, now, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing if you like this sort of content, because there will be more. And also hit the bell button to be notified when I go live and when I publish a new video. If you want to support my channel, you have already done so by watching this video, and I do appreciate it. If you want to continue to support my channel, I don't do Patreon, but down in the description you'll find affiliate links where you can buy stuff online. I get a small commission, you pay exactly the same price. Basically, you know the deal with those links, okay? I do appreciate it when people do that. Okay, so let's stay in the chat. We'll have a chat. I'm not going anywhere. If you're part of the live chat, we'll have a chat about Gundren Rockseeker and the Lost Mine of Phandelver, by all means. And if you're not part of the live chat, down in the comments, that's where all your feedback can go, and I will try to get to your comments as quickly as I possibly can, based on the fact that I have a schedule of pretty much one live stream or video every single day. Might not be exactly that, but we'll see how we go. And hey, till next time, keep rolling those 20s. All right. Okay, I'm here, I'm back. All right, so I can transition myself over so I can see some comments. And for those of you who don't like looking at the side of my face, I'm going to have to turn my head to look at the chat. So it's not because I haven't really figured out how I can have my computer and my camera pointing at me at the same time, because it doesn't fit on top of my computer screen, so it doesn't work. So, how's it going there? Matthew, hopefully, I know that Gundren dying is quite a possibility in the Lost Mine of Phandelver, so I'm not surprised if Gundren didn't make it through your game. You've got to be pretty quick as a player and pretty smart to make sure that he doesn't wind up perishing. And Jack, I do appreciate you showing up. Just dropped in to say hey real quick and hope everything is going well. Well, today I'm going to go and check out my car, which is in the tow yard, and see if there's anything in the car that hasn't been ripped off, because I don't know, because the police wouldn't let me get close enough to it, but I'll find out. Finding out. Dolphus, how's it going, Dolphus? Where is the art from? I never got the starter kit. Okay, the art itself I pulled off the internet. It's not actually in the art's not actually in the book. So if you were wondering where it came from, it's not there. But look, if it's really just a matter of you picking up the artwork and you're really interested, join my Facebook group HowtoDandD, and then make a comment saying, Fred, can you please upload as files the JPEGs for those images from the Lost Mine of Phandelver, or the ones that I put on my video. I don't mind doing that. They are not mine, they're not my personal property, they're somebody else's. I've simply utilized them to do this presentation, nothing else. Okay? Alright, why didn't Wizards do something like this? Very helpful. Well, yeah, but the Wizards can't do everything, and I'm fine with doing it. That's not an issue. I think you'll find that now that they have D&D Beyond, they're doing a lot more preemptive. You know, every time they release a story or a book, they're doing a huge campaign drive on their YouTube channel, D&D Beyond. And that's where you're getting all of that sort of stuff. So they give you huge amounts of information, and they show a lot of artwork. So that it is coming. They just couldn't do it back then because they didn't have that all set up. Okay? Alright. Clark, how's it going, Clark? You're running the Lost Mine of Phandelver? Yes, Phandelver. I'm a fan of delving into dungeons. It's a terrible name, but it is a very good adventure. Just finished the cave. 3 new players. Alright, okay, cool. Which cave is that? Is that the Cragmore Cave hideout, or is that the Wave Echo Cave that you're talking about? I'm not too sure which one you're talking about. You'll let me know, Clark, I'm sure. I made 1 new PC, part of the Lord's Alliance. Oh, okay. Yep. Well, look, the factions are there, and it wouldn't be a Cragmore. Okay, yep. Yep. So they're just on their way. They've got a lot further to go. So I will continue to do videos on this topic for a while until I'm sort of satisfied we've answered most of the questions. You letting me know exactly what you require is helpful, because I did a live stream workshop on this topic, but it was on my phone. The sound is poor. It's like the only one on YouTube as far as I can tell, apart from one other, which seems more like a review rather than a DM guide. You know, if you ask the right questions, then I can prepare the right material for the live streams, and we can get the answers you need and that other people need. Okay? Rolls for damage. How's it going, man? How are you doing? Hey, brother. Finally made another session. Oh, okay. Are you talking about your own session or my session? I'm not too sure. I've been waiting for your next video. I might have to get myself into the habit of making terrain now, since I don't have a lot of maps anymore. But so yes, and I know you do, I know you've done monster making videos, but I know you do terrain. Something modular that I can stick together would be awesome. I know you've already done a bit of that sort of stuff before. Okay, look, there doesn't seem to be anything else that's cropping up in the chat. I don't have anything else I want to discuss today. What is going to happen tomorrow in terms of my live streaming? Oh, yes, my live stream feeds. Yeah, I'm back into it. I'm doing it. I've been moving 2 houses, getting settled in. I can understand that. That takes up a lot of time. Yeah, absolutely. So what is going to happen tomorrow? I would really like to talk about Eberron tomorrow. And I would really like to talk about this new PDF that's been released, the Wayfarer's Guide to Eberron. I know it's a hot topic, and I just don't know if I'm going to have enough material together quickly enough to be able to do that. But do watch out. If I do get myself organized fast enough, then I will put it up as a planned and scheduled live stream for tomorrow. Otherwise, you might not see that till next week when I have my day off. How's it going, Clark? What's this? To connect them, to lead them to Luck Shrine, and most the rooms at the main, the rooms in the inn will taken, so can't lead to the camp. Okay, I'm a little bit lost, Clark, but what I'm probably going to do when we come back to talking about the Lost Mine of Phandelver, if that's what you're talking about, is connecting the players with Gundren Rockseeker, because there really isn't very much. That leaves it pretty much up to the players to figure that out. So we're going to talk about that at some point. As for all those other things like the Luck Shrine, I know that can be a bit confusing, so I will cover the Luck Shrine. I know that one of the pre-made characters is tied into that, and so it's important to sort of cover that sort of topic. I don't know that it'll be covered in a specific live stream. Oh, that's my phone going. I've got to go. I do apologise. I will be back tomorrow.